in like 30 minutes or so, it starts like breaking down. Anyway, today I'm going to do some concept art. Right now I'm just doing some warm-up stuff, drawing a butt, some faces and stuff. I just figured out a new layout for all my drawings, and I suggest anyone who is right or left-handed do the same thing, and that is to orient your workspace in a similar way. So if you're right-handed, leave this spot for your drawing. Everything else is extra. I just figured that out like 10 seconds ago. I'm drawing. I'm right-handed, and I have been drawing with all of this UI elements on the right side for a long time now. That is dumb. That's real dumb. Okay, let me just tune into my own stream. And let's change the name. So something like concept party. Hashtag drawing. Hashtag's not working. Creative. Oh, that's fine. Drawing, painting, and yeah, let's put it on ArtStation, I guess. Perfect. Alright. So yeah, right now I'm just warming up, and getting ready to do some art for the project, which I'll show you in a little while. These doodles are pretty nonsensical, mostly to keep my hand loose. Saw some cool exercises the other day, like so the idea here is to like draw rings that orbit this plane. So if you imagine like a donut, right? That's like a 3D object, 3D donut. How to draw this concentric circles that make it up in 3D space. Maybe I'll load up that tutorial. No, I'll do it at a different time. I don't want to go through my Tumblr likes. I'll get embarrassed. Anyway, so just doing this to start off. Let's do some painting-ish stuff. I'm gonna try to mess around with color gradients in this one because I saw a few artists do it online. It looked awesome. I want to be awesome. So I'm gonna try it too. Oh, it's been a long time since I've drawn though. Would I rather have my brushes closer? Can't tell. Yeah, I shouldn't have too many layers. Well, we'll see. And hue cube. Do prefer that. Honestly, I want the sliders. It's interesting that I can't do that. Wonder why. Mode. Ah. That would be why. Don't flatten that. No need. There. And I could just shorten it up. Perfect. This setup offers me the most control, at least in my opinion. Alright, so let's turn this layer off, pop that open, start doing some concepts. So I think I'm going to start with like the main character of the game. You can watch the previous YouTube video I made, but I also will play it in just a little while. during the stream, so you guys can know what I'm talking about. So right now I'm just going to do some silhouettes. Do something like this. A few things about the character. Arms are probably the most important aspect, because that's really all you're going to see of the player. In fact, really don't need to draw the character, I suppose. Goodbye. So, I guess what am I working on? I guess there's a hub area. We know that for sure, that the player is going to start at. So let's try concepting that. So, got something like this, I guess. I don't want to start looking for a reference first, because I kind of feel like that'll skew any ideas I have. I'd rather just goof around for a while. It's just like a classic castle scenario. Some windows in there. Then, yeah. Well, this is mostly a warm-up, so I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a break. Thinking large rocks. One of the mechanics in the game is like a push and pull thing, so it'd be good to have like things you could, attach yourself to. In fact, the castle itself should probably have points that you can latch onto, like platforms on the edge. So you can hop up there. Something like that. There you go. Castle 1. So the next one. If mobility is like a key thing here, maybe it could be a floating platform. That would be fun. Then like one of the first puzzles in the games can just be like getting up there. It's like a nexus of some sort. But like everything is broken apart. Just gonna go for simple shapes at the moment. No need for complexity yet. But the hub is one of the more important areas in the game, as we've described it so far, or we'd like it to be. It reveals to the player where they need to go, how to use the resources that they have. So, pretty important. Maybe there's like a cave inside. You can go in right here. That'd be cool. And just to make it clear, I am also making this game, but I'm working with my friend Ben, and I'll link to his YouTube channel in the YouTube description of this video, so you guys can check him out. Something like, this is boring, it's like base one, and something else. things that would be unreachable if you didn't have your abilities as a player, or the players didn't have their abilities. It reminded me of candles, actually. Oh well. Yeah, it's fun. Broken wall. It's interesting. Next one. Thinking just like a really large, intimidating building. Like something that used to be like a large study. What's the right word for that? Oh God. Like a library for mages and things like that. Be a fun place to explore, and would like allow for a lot of opportunities for the player to learn things, either mechanically or narratively. Duh. That's pretty boring though. Let's see. I still like the floating idea a lot, so I'm gonna play around with that some more. If like this whole thing was floating. Something like that. It's broken as well. Because I'm bothered by the lack of symmetry. So let's just paint away any symmetry. So I don't have to worry about it. Something like that. Jagged chunks missing. Like resting place on top. Yeah, I like that. Got a really nice view. So there's like some grass. Some like, yeah, no vines growing down off the side. I'm just painting and erasing, by the way. And that's mostly, I almost always make a new layer and then paint and erase, or sometimes I don't even use, I just fill a layer and then paint with black and white in the layer mask, and this is just so I can change things easier later, because I'm lazy, and laziness pays off. I hope. Maybe there's some like cool crystal glowy thing. Yeah, that looks awesome. Still want to imply that there's like a structure inside of this, and that this is like really big. So a way to do that would be like add like a spiral staircase like in here. Maybe like it's kind of tough. Oh, I'll design elements later. This one's cool. Next one. I did explored 2 floating ones. This one is grounded, but it's boring. Just a test one. Starting warm up. Let's get this called a warm up. This one's grounded. Let's draw a line like this to emphasize the fact that it's on the ground. How about something like a really large base that kind of slopes up? Broken apart. That'd be cool. Or what's that? There's like, I can't remember what the process itself called, but basically there's like an art form in Japan where they take broken pottery and then put it back together using gold to like fill in the cracks. It's beautiful. But that'd be fun to kind of mimic or like make people think of when they see it. Trying to go for something maybe a bit more earthen. I think I'll go back in and or make another layer behind it with like a softer gray to imply that there is stuff behind it, not just like flat floating pieces, but instead they are part of like a really large structure. Maybe I'll mimic like a tree with this one. Too much, kind of boring. I'm kind of bored with this one. Bigger. And lighter. It's more like a tree stump now. Let's lighten that up just a tad. Yeah. Just want it to be more readable from a distance. Oh, fucking Windows key. Hate it. Alright. Then I also want to imply that the other side is cracked as well. So, add my own cracks. And something like that. Yeah. It's kind of cool. And there could be like structures inside. But I like this view from a distance. We could also add like more floating things later, because I love floating things apparently. I'm just gonna pop that Windows key right off. Swear to God. this layer real quick. Make another floating compatriot. Reminds me of a tree. That reminds me of a tree stump. Yeah, I like this. The silhouette's much better. And just to add like a nice touch. Control Z. Control Z. What's going on? That's weird. Oh, Windows hotkey probably took me out of the thing. Oh well. God damn you, Windows. God damn you. Alright, so that's a good start. Let's zoom out. This first one is garbage, so let's get rid of it. Group those. Say, After working in Unity for a while, I have found that it's very important to just track your layers as you go through everything. And in Unity, that is can't remember, do the British or Americans spell gray with an E? Okay. Perfect. Let's take all these, put them over here, and let's keep making some more. But I was saying that labeling things as you go is just such a nice way to keep things organized, keep your mind clear when you have to like go back to stuff, because it's always when you have to go back and fix something that you really get like slogged down in the details and like trying to remember what layer it is on, what you were doing. Just do it as you make it. Saves you a lot of time later. Well, it has for me. But maybe there's other problems that I'm running into that most people don't. Okay. What am I doing with this one? So let's try to go with something a bit more alien. This one, like a very, because these all like still mimic. Maybe accepting this one. This looks like a broken castle. This looks like a broken column. Something that doesn't look relatable at all. Maybe like a... So like a lot of what the game relies on is like a... push and pull mechanic. And most of what we have to push and pull at the moment are like cubes. And what might be pretty fun is like if these like abstract shapes, or I don't know, I'm just imagining like a really large structure made of cubes that was like decomposing. It's very geometric. Oops, that was the wrong way. Very, very geometric shape, like most of these I'm imagining as ruins of some sort. Whether or not there'll be ruins in the final game, I suppose we'll find out. But for now, I'm just going to assume that they're ruins. Honestly, it's a little more fun. Yeah, I like this idea. This weird, giant, broken structure that is just like hard to imagine being built. Something like this. And also like some broken chunks off in the distance or something. I think I'll do this background gray layer again. It's kind of a really easy, fun way to add depth. A lot of depth. And do something like this. Apply a shadow. Cool. Oof. Yeah. Baller. That looks good. And maybe some vines or something, you know. Nature's taking it back. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm feeling it. Looks like a really shitty Minecraft tree. That's okay though. I like the idea, and it's worth putting down. How was I imagining it again? Oh yeah, like this. It's missing like a big cube shape right here. So I can kind of apply like the structure of this thing a bit better. Yep. Okay. And then let's add oops. Hate that. And this is what I'm thinking, like, yeah, it looks like a huge chunk is missing, you know? In my eyes, at least. I hope. Yeah. It's a pretty interesting structure. To me, it looks like a building that is going to be filled with puzzles. Maybe because it looks like a giant Rubik's Cube. That's funny. Oh well. And I just want to apply that pattern a little bit more. Just a wee bit. God damn it. Hate Windows. I'm gonna take that Windows key off. It's just not useful. Watch me pry that off. In stream. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. Anyway, so this is like the basic structure that I'm thinking of. So these are how the hubs are at the moment. I guess I should label these, huh? Okay, let's jump in. So this is hub 1. And is hub 2 and hub 3. 3. Yeah. And then hub 4. Cool. So that is a really good start for these hub concepts. And shrink it down a little bit. You know, I may not need to do any more of these. Because I don't want to get too far ahead of Ben, the guy I'm working with. So I want to like review things with him, get some ideas before continuing. Yeah. Alright, so that's it for this concept. I guess I want to kind of focus on what I imagine the art being. There's a lot of ways this can go. Anyway, I said I'd show off the game in the stream, so I'm going to do that first before I continue. Okay, so this is like the latest and greatest build of the game that we have at the moment. So let's check it out. So we got our dude with his wizard staff, and he can put his hand up. We got some running animations, and I spent all like getting used to making the character controller, and gave me like a little bit of experience with programming. So getting my toes wet, and I'll be programming a lot more in the future, hopefully. Anyway, so there's two mechanics in this game. One is the pull, and then one is a push. So yeah, these are like some puzzle ideas that I wanted to experiment with. So for example, like, oh, missed. I wanted to pull this one, and then I have like a bridge that I can cross, and I can put it back to. So just some fun stuff, and those guys I can just mess with. It's pretty fun. Let me show you some of the other examples. So I was trying to make like a pendulum puzzle, something you can jump on, but unfortunately right now our character model or our character controller, if they're on a moving object, they just fall off. So they do not stick to moving objects, and I can show you that in a second. It's hard for me to jump on that, so I'm not going to do it. One thing that's cool though is like, so I just started this, is like you can, it's hard to get right, but basically I could like spam my pull move while standing on a platform to like raise myself up, and that's pretty fun. Need to get the gravity right, because right now my character is falling faster than the object. It's another one of those push things. See, just slide right off. But I like the idea of this puzzle, you know, swinging across, timing your jumping and stuff. Bit of a platformer. And this one I just put together. It's kind of fun. It's a Ferris wheel. Just put like a little horse model on it, but yeah, you can speed it up and slow it down. And this is all with Unity's standard hinge joints and fixed joints. So it's and just constraining the axes and position on certain levels. So pretty straightforward, really easy to do actually. And yeah, so it's fun to experiment with, getting the mechanics right. Just talking to Ben, I think we should possibly get rid of the little staff. It's a little goofy, but or I haven't told him that yet, but I will soon. Anyway, yeah, so this is where it's at. It's a lot of work for like 2 days, basically. That's pretty fun. Yeah. So basically he like throws his little staff, and if it makes contact, then the force is applied. Sometimes it's hard to like time right. That one worked. Anyway, so that's where it's at right now. Like the general concept for the game is you wake up, or it's an open world, you explore it. I won't get too much into the later game mechanics because those could change drastically. But you, using the push and pull mechanics, explore the world, collect resources, and bring them back to the hub. This like central location in the world, which is which I've been concepting here. We still have no idea what we want the game to look like in terms of, just like an aesthetic. Thinking cell shaded, something really simple. It'd be kind of nice to not get. Well, first to save time. Substance Painter is quick, but if I only have to worry about just painting like an albedo or base color rather than like normals and things like that, it'd be a lot simpler. We'll see. There's a few artists I saw on Twitter that were mind-blowing and really helped inspire the direction of the cell-shaded look if we end up going that way. We'll see. Sorry, just refreshing the stream, making sure that it's still running. And it is. Perfect. So I think I'm going to do some character concepts. Make a new full file for that. And focus on character. Character. And then I will do this. Save that. And I'm going to go back and rename this to. And again, all this renaming and stuff is just so just saves me so much time in the future. Name your files well, name them accurately, and you'll just shave so much time off your workload. Alright. Let's pop in here and start. So, I don't have much of an idea of the character, but thinking like a hood, almost like a ninja character, because you're going to do a lot of like scaling and stuff, and plus we want the character itself to be character themselves. The character itself. We want the character to be mysterious. So maybe like a hood dealio. I'm just doing a silhouette right now. I'll block in details after that. Something like this. A diamond shape, thin waist. Very slim hips. Maybe punch up those sleeves. It's been a while since I've drawn characters. I should just do some streams just for practice. In terms of art, maybe I'll do that after these concepts. Just some practice things. Yeah, actually, after this hour is up, I'll switch to doing practice. Art practice. As long as I take it slow, won't be prone to too many errors. Hopefully. And some larger, getting kind of like an Aladdin King of Thieves vibe, which is maybe good or bad thing. It is a fun movie. was then when I was a kid. Still pretty good. Okay. His legs are in a weird spot. Let's add some feet. Oh man, I should have tweeted that I'm streaming. I still can. I'll just do it once I'm doing my practice stuff. Let's flip it. And of course he's tilted, because I always draw characters slightly tilted. He still is. Easy way to tell if a character's tilted. Usually you want the head to be directly in between the feet, or if they're balancing more on one foot, the foot is usually directly below the head because they're balancing. Just a quick way to tell. Give them some slim little feet. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And make the head like a bit smaller. Something like that. And move it over a little bit. Do I like these pauldron-like things? No, I don't. Let's bring this down. Go hat. I'll have to put together a photo reference board after this, sometime in the next few days. Just to start looking for some inspiration. These knees must be like here. That's awful. So that. That's better. That's a good start. Who? O1. MC01. Main character 01. Take this. So let's copy that. That way, once I make a new layer, it'll be easier to name. There we go. And let's move over here. For both of these, no reason to work small, so excuse me, make it bigger. And now let's refine. So usually the head is the most important aspect of these. Let's do away with poofy shoulders in this one. Just focus more on like slimmer outfit for our character. Maybe they have like items, like a satchel, some sort. Sorchel. I'll be quiet. And something like that. Let's do away with these poofier leggings and have them end like at the knee somewhere. I'll get some cooler boots in this version. I use him, but this character could totally be a woman as well. And how about some interesting hair? Necks in a weird spot, something like that. Like that. Okay. That's looking good. Let's get those hands a little bit of refinement. Basically, the silhouette will get better and better each version I do, because I'll do things like that rather than stumpy fingers over here. That's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm sure the characters are too. And how about like a ponytail or something? I don't feel like worrying about hair. ATM. I do want to give the character a chin and like a side profile. Like so. Cool. And I still like these slimmer feet. I think that's kind of important because the character is going to be like landing. I want it to be like kind of like bird-like, I guess. You know, really soft landings. Cool. All right, second one done. Let's pop out a new one and move it over. Awesome. Now this character, I'm thinking let's mess with the proportions a little bit. Whoa. Something like this. Boom, 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 boom. Wabam, salam. Okay. And then just like stretch them out a little bit. Make maybe a little bit squatter. And that. How about like not a skirt, but as much as like some cloth. What do you call that? Robe? A robe? I got words that I can use. I just choose not to. So, I know the silhouette's kind of boring, but it gives me a really good like bouncing off point, starting point once I like add details, without me having to do like too many details up front, because that can definitely like slog down. Designing, you know, concepting and stuff. You want to be quick, light on your feet. Not have to commit to too many things up front. I think actually I'm gonna expand the whole character just a tad and shrink down just a little bit. Cool. So much. It's a very different silhouette. And this one I feel like I do want to be a dude, so I'm gonna give him some mutton chops or something. And a thicker neck. A muscular squat dude. Kind of like this, like really shaggy character. Kind of funny. And some beefier forearms and muscles. Yeah, something like that. Bigger butt. Nah, just kidding. It could be a thicker guy too. Some calves and stockier feet. Now those look like slippers. And I think his hands will have to be bigger too. I usually tend to draw hands pretty low because that's how I like to draw them. I definitely get critiqued on that a lot, so forgive me if it's bugging you. To draw really stretched characters, Gumby characters. that's okay with me. So, there we go. I think my timer is probably 8 minutes, and then I'm gonna end this stream. Probably continue concepting characters, but yeah, we'll see. Get a new one of those. To-do. Stretch it. I'm going a really thin person with less baggy clothes. Let's see. Really long hands, but that's because I have really long hands or arms. So, can't help it. Well, that's very, looks like Christopher Walken silhouette. JK, let's give him a chin. And side profile. No, he looks a little different. This guy, he's a little fancier. Thinking he has some like forearm guards of some sort, and like a collar, like a thick collar. Going more pirate / Victorian era with this one. And then maybe some longer hair. Cool. And V4 bam. Well, bam slam. Okay, so for this next one, I'm actually going to take this one, bring it over, and I'm going to make a female character. A little bit wider, taller. Let's make her punk. No, as in like a punk. Just it's more like tomboyish. Yeah, let's make those arms. Maybe wearing like a vest or something. And something like that. Waist thinner, just slightly. And kind of want her to have the cool boots. Hello, I'm streaming, just so you know. Oh, bye-bye. Yeah, something like that. And thinking like collar to the boots as well. Something like that. Maybe a thicker tread as well. That. And slightly thinner neck. And then This design is pretty similar to the other one, just like a slight variation. So how to break it up even more? A belt. And again, I want like a vest of some sort. Maybe she's a ponytail. Lara Croft? Man, it must be really hard to get away with a ponytail in video games for female characters, because immediately people are just gonna be like, she's Lara Croft. Oh well. Not my concern. Because I'm gonna do it anyway. Because I'm a boss. Ooh. Carved out chunk there. And make this belt a bit more obvious. And the boots. Well, I really like that curve. So I'm gonna load up the heftiness on the front of that silhouette. And let's do another variation. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Cool. I'm just going to take this second one again, pop it over here, and I'm going to make her shorter this time. And do another female character. Probably be a bit more delicate than the previous one, just for the sake of variety. Because again, these are all just more conversation pieces than anything. I'm always trying to be conscious of like the need for variety in video game characters, because it's definitely a concern. Maybe not to some people, but to me it is. Especially since I'm designing the characters and I'm going to make the characters, so I want to make sure that I'm doing a good job at keeping people included in games. So that, and let's bring in these pants a little bit. I think this character is going to have an asymmetrical design. No. So far, I'm kind of doing the vest thing again. Just kind of boring. So it would be good to switch it up a little bit. Oh. Okay, that's an hour. Gonna finish this up one. I'm just gonna finish this one up and the stream. Probably take a little break too. And what did I do? T. And just slightly. Yeah, let's change up those knees a little bit. This outfit will be sleeker than the previous ones. More like geometric That's what I'm thinking. What I'm stinking. Yeah. Yeah. And get rid of side pouch. Random side pouch. Cool. Okay, let's crop this. And I'm going to stop the stream.